So you want to invest in these little guys, which are basically a money pit. Well, don't worry, because you have come to the right place. In this video, we will be walking you through every single thing you need to know on buying one of these guys. So with that said, let us begin to the ultimate Stikbot buyer's guide. So the first thing I want to start off with is pricing, although you can skip to any part of the video that interests you using the timestamps down below or whatever it's called. So yeah, we're going to start off with pricing. Now we're going to be using a lot of USD pricing and stuff, so keep that in mind, but we will go into other currencies. Anyway, so let's start off. For most of Stikbot's life, for the pretty much 7 years up until this point as of recording this, the main places that, like, the average cost on the far east side of the US and far west side of the US was around $5 to $6. And when you consider that most standard action figures like a Marvel Legends or something are around $20 to $24, it makes this seem like a really good deal, and it is, especially Clickbots being at 15 with more articulation and stuff. But there's vary quite a bit, from stuff being $10 to $12, some places even right past the border in Canada being quadruple the price. To say it's consistent would be lying, basically. The price of Stikbots and Clickbots has always fluctuated. With this said, though, recently the Zing store, the main place to buy Stikbots, went from $5 on these areas all to $10. Everywhere you go is pretty much $10 for one Stikbot, which, while a big increase, I think is still a fair deal. For one reason or another, though, a lot of toys recently have been increased in price, which can be quite unfair and annoying sometimes. Yeah. So when I look at this, while it does suck, I can understand it a bit, especially for the small company that Zing is. With this said, though, it just doesn't affect the market technically.
Oh my!
And it sure as hell doesn't affect eBay. See, just because one site, even if it's the Zing store, the main place, the official place to buy Stikbots, is charging $10 for them, this doesn't mean that that's what they're worth technically. On eBay, they still cost $5 as of making this video. So in terms of that, I'd say that the average price is probably around $5 still for a Stikbot, which is incredibly good. For more in-depth answers, I highly recommend looking at the Stikbot slideshow, which tries to categorize every official Stikbot ever made. There are over 200 of these slides and going. So yeah. Now, one of the things is that I helped make this, and one of the things that I did was I added the majority of the prices for different Stikbots. So on these slides for the more common solid Stikbots and transparent Stikbots, I put around $0 to $10. Now, the reason why I put this was because, well, if it's uncommon in your country and the only option is eBay and it costs $10, that sounds pretty worth it. But in terms of buying off of eBay or something for $10, a single solid Stikbot, I wouldn't recommend it. I also did this that way in case someone thought that the Zing store was unofficial for some reason or whatever and they got confused. So yes. So in reality, you should be paying probably $5 or a little more for a single blank Stikbot on eBay. So yeah, this also counts for common translucence. This is mainly for common colors. For less common colors and everything else, I labeled it depending on whatever it is. Keep in mind that at this time, inflation is kind of affecting a lot of toy companies and stuff, so these prices will change. We will also update them accordingly, depending on if they do. Okay, so we're going to be showing you guys basically how to buy Stikbots, the main official way. We'll be going to aftermarket and stuff because, you know, that's a very big thing. So first we want to, oh my god. We want to type in Stikbot right there, right? And then we get our main, this is the Stikbot website. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of like really bad. Like, I don't know anyone who uses this over the better site, which is this one, because you can actually buy stuff from here. I'm sure that there's some way you could buy them from here, but this is just so much easier. And it's formatted better, and it's their official site. Yeah, anyway, going back to here. So we want to click on this right here, and we will get brought to the Stikbot Toys website. If it wants to load. Okay, so now we get this website, and you know, you could try to buy something. Keyword try. But look, it just redirects you to the other site. It's pretty quirky. Anyway, point is, so right here we go to where to buy. Now we're going to be covering Stikbots, but ClickBots, they're probably the same. Anyway, so we go to our Stikbot website, and as we go right here, this lists every place you can buy an official Stikbot pretty much online and in person. So, we have Australia, Czech Republic, Mexico, New Zealand, Philippines, Russia, Switzerland, Turkey, the UK, Ukraine, Vietnam, all the main places. So, yeah, now you can just check. So the two main things to keep in mind are the buy online. So you can buy off of the Zing store, which is it's their official site. You know what the Zing store is. Amazon is Amazon. Walmart is Walmart. So for the U.S., which is one of the major viewers, the recommended places are Michaels, Five Below, which I don't know why they're not listed here. I think that's mainly carries ClickBots, but still carries some Stikbots, and sometimes Walmart and Target. But because of Stikbots' decline, I'm pretty sure that they can't sell them at as many because it costs too much to sell them there. So that's kind of where we're at. So Michaels, Five Below are pretty much our main options for the USA in terms of buying them in person. For buying online, I recommend the Zing store and Amazon, and we'll get into aftermarket stuff. But you can check out all these different ones for your own country. But some of them, they don't have a name. Like, Michaels, you see the logo, but like the Philippines, it's like this clown guy. I can't find this store, but if anyone recognizes this, then tell in the comments or whatever. I guess they carry Stikbots? I don't know. Seems it could have also been updated last in 2021 because this site, besides new product stuff, it doesn't always get the newest updates. So this stuff might be a little out of date. They might not sell them there anymore, but 50-50 chance. I'm gonna get straight to the point. The best places for buying stuff is on eBay and Mercari. Facebook Marketplace and some other stores have some good stuff, but it's mainly eBay and Mercari. But wait a second. Enhance. There are an absurd amount of stick pets on here for some reason. I don't exactly know why. I don't think anyone does. We've just kind of come to accept it, weirdly enough. Getting back on track, I would recommend trying to find a buyer that you might like this guy. He sells a bunch of Megabots and Stikbots and stuff for super cheap. I'm convinced he works on the factory line and just buys them and then resell or steals them and then takes them. Yeah, I haven't bought from him, but I wanted to before because he sells them for really good deals. I don't know if this is legal. Another good way to look for deals is through the recently added auctions and sales on the Stikbot Discord server. This is a channel where people post basically just a bunch of cool listings on eBay and Mercari and other sites for Stikbots. It's usually pretty good deals, and it gets updated fairly consistently. But what if you live somewhere where it's hard to find Stikbots? In fact, it's impossible. Like, you can't buy them online or even in person. Well, we're going to turn to some knockoffs, but don't be worried because knockoffs are usually pretty high quality, sometimes on point, sometimes exactly the same as Stikbots, sometimes better. So don't be scared. But let's go to identifying a knockoff. Alright, we're going to play a little game. Try and spot the knockoff out of these three. I'm going to give you some time, so guess which one is the fake one.
Alright, and thank you. We'll now be reviewing our answers. Alright, and starting off with question C.
If you guess question C, then you are wrong. But don't worry, you have another chance with question B and A. If you guess question B, you are wrong. But don't worry if you got question B and C wrong, because our final answer, question A, is wrong. Okay, I think you get the point. These things are hard to tell if they're fake. The main easiest ways to tell are if it's different colors to the normal one, there's no Zing logo on it, The suction cups are blank or dirty or just any color except for black and white. The face print is a bit off or just general low quality in the figure. Now using this new learned information, let's dissect this little image right here. Alright, so we're going to start off with the green guy. His color's off, blah 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 blah. The face is off. This is same with the red guy, same with the suction cups, blah blah blah. The yellow guy seems pretty legit. His face is a little off, but that could easily be a misprint or whatever. But his blue string perfectly corresponds to the official one, so this like it looks. I've recorded this like 1,000 times. I'm not going to do it again. It looks good. Yeah. Okay, so it looks pretty good, right? I mean, it even has official zing, like you know, it says zing on the suction cups, which is like a guarantee, right? No, actually, for some reason, I don't entirely know why, but one of the most popular things was that in around 2018, 2017, knockoff Stikbots were actually sold officially on Amazon. You could buy them, and they were amazing quality. In fact, they were like literally the same as normal Stikbots, but they were actually knockoffs. They even had the same rubber molding as the suction cups. But with that said, though, like maybe 98% of all Stikbot knockoffs have the bad suction cups. They're not bad, they still stick, but I mean, you know, they're not ideal. But I can only talk about something I don't know a lot about and don't know for a while. Let's ask someone who actually bought these fake Stikbots off of Amazon back in 2017 and 2018. I introduce you to TSC.
So, they want me to talk about knockoffs. Well, back in the day when Stikbots were super popular, it was really easy to accidentally get knockoffs on like Amazon. You see like this Stikbot here, you can't really tell, but it's actually a knockoff. One way to tell is like the plastic will be a little lower quality and the cups will look a lot like drier in a way. And some of them will have like big mistakes like this this old custom here. Like you can see the arm is super messed up. And I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Goose here is actually a knockoff. You can see because the arm hole where the cord goes through was flipped, and that must have been a mistake during production. They were of lower quality, but the dip in quality wasn't enough to really consider them too different from your regular Stikbot, and they were super easy to get by accident.
Thank you, Goose. These things are pretty hard to find now. In fact, there's actually a bit of a rarity in some knockoff Stikbots in terms of actually getting them to the US or other countries outside of where they were produced. Russia and China have huge empires in knockoffs. But with all of this being said, let's answer the question. Is this guy a legit Stikbot? And the answer is wrong. Well, technically, yes. This guy is actually a knockoff. So, yeah, they're pretty hard to tell, but the quality being so good, in some ways it doesn't always matter. But, yeah, that's. But what did we learn today? We learned that, you know, you shouldn't pay like $10 for a Stikbot on eBay unless it's not in your country. Knockoffs are kind of cool. Clay should stop rambling. And I thought this video was actually going to be like 30 minutes long. Yeah, there's actually a bunch of other stuff I wanted to discuss, but I realized that I already discussed it, and now I'm just going back to the rambling point. But with that said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. If you want a part 2, comment down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next one. Bye.